Hello everyone, welcome back to another Kingdom, New Lands, Beginner's Guide. This is part 2 of the basics, where we will be talking about the victory condition and how enemies spawn. If you want to find this out on your own rather than have it be told to you, then, don't watch this video. Spoiler warning over. Right, so, in the classic kingdom, you always had the victory condition of having to take out 4 portals. In this, you have to build the boat. Off camera, I've made sure that we have a strong wall here, and a tower outside. There's only one enemy that can actually damage archers standing on a tower, and we won't be seeing any of those for quite a while, so this is still relatively safe. Safe enough anyway, so let's get building our boat. We need to spend 10 coins to even get it in the water. And there we go. We now have a boat. Sort of. We still need to build it. Thankfully, because we are on the first island, we get like a third of the parts for free. That's all the wood you see lying around. That's not actually enough to build the boat though. We still need to buy pieces for like 2 gold. So there you go. 2 gold buys you another piece of the boat. And your builders will need to continue working on it to actually finish it. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to get out of there. Interesting thing you might note, if you watched the previous video where we explored the entirety of the map, you might have noticed that the dock is on the left side of the map, on the left edge. The boat will always point towards there, and once we've finished building the boat, we can drop it in the water, and people will start dragging it over towards the docks. That will take some time, however, so make sure that your kingdom is well prepared, and that you can actually spare some people. Now we're going to continue building that boat, and I'll get back to you when it's finished. So as you can see, the boat's coming along nicely. Let's finish it off now. There we go, we needed 3 more pieces, they'll start fitting them together. Now we can buy 1 more level of the boat, which will put it in the water. There we go. We will now have 4 archers and 3 builders. So 4 people with a bow, 3 people with a hammer. They will now come over to the boat, and they will start dragging it to the edge of the map, where you can then board and leave, which is basically how you win. Do note, by the way, if you buy a map from the signpost for an unlock, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you will get the unlock. So that's good to know. Meanwhile, until we actually get to the edge of the map with the boat, let's upgrade our keep again. And we'll start taking a look at enemies. For example, how to take them out. The enemies have to come from somewhere. There we go, a majestic stone keep. The 6th and final upgrade. We'll go into more detail about that in a little bit. Send out the merchant. Do note, by the way, if you have a level 4, if you have a wooden castle and you upgrade it to the stone version, you still keep the gold inside, so your banker doesn't lose any coins for you. Thankfully. Right, well, I'll be back in just a bit. I mean, it's gonna take them a few in-game days to actually pull the boat over, so we've got plenty of time to take a look at taking out the enemy portal. So, we've talked about taking on the enemy, eh? You can see now that there's a little, banner hanging over on the castle wall, or the keep. That means we've hired a knight. So there's 4 slots in total, 2 on each side. It costs 6 coins, and then one of your peasants, someone you've hired, can run over, grab a shield, and become a knight. What do knights do? They fight for you. They lead a band of 4 archers, and you can basically task them with going out and fighting the enemy. Oh, we've got another blood moon. This should be an interesting night. That's actually not bad. We might go out and attack the enemy portal after this. We do have some knights, even though they don't all have maximum amount of archers. Here we have the Black Knight coming over. That's good, we need some money. That's going to be very helpful because you need 4 coins to actually send a knight out on a mission. So, we've got one knight over here with 4 guys. That's good. That's gonna mean that we'll have at least one person who's fully able to fight. And we'll basically send our troops out as soon as the enemy is taken care of. It's gonna be a bit of a rough night, because of course it is a blood moon. Thankfully we have a stone wall, we have a tower outside, so the archer inside that tower should be fully capable of helping us deal with the greed before they break down our wall, and then we'll start sending out our knights. We'll take vengeance upon the enemy. We'll take a look at what exactly is supposed to happen with those portals. What's the fuzz about them? So you can see there are some chunks falling out of the wall, but we have bested all the enemies. Let's quickly, quote unquote, buy here. What we're basically doing is spending 4 gold to send 1 knight and his 4 archers to attack a portal. Now we know that the portal is only on this side of the map. So you know, we're gonna find the enemy eventually. We're gonna buy level 1 of this upgrade just so that our archers are more accurate. It is currently day 11. And we are charging to fight against the portal. I will see you there momentarily. Okay, we can see in the background we're getting close to rocks. That means we're getting close to a mountain. We're gonna drop some coins, because our knights are able to pick up coins and use them as extra health points. So they'll be able to take more hits and better defend the archers. Now that one knight on the right obviously already picked up a bunch of coins from the archers going out to hunt and stuff. And there we go, that is the mountain portal. Every map will have one of those. They can be destroyed. There we go, just dropping our knights some more coins. Enemies will keep spawning as long as we try to fight the portal. I think we just lost 1 knight already. Yeah, it is a tough portal to destroy, especially when you don't have all the people you can bring. But trust me, this can be destroyed. It just will take... See, there we go. We will now have no enemy spawn for 3 days. And the world has gone very dark red. What does that mean? Once the portal is rebuilt, which will take 3 days, and you can see it slowly starting to happen here. Once it is rebuilt, we'll get enemies fighting again. The mountain portal can be destroyed, but enemies will keep spawning, no matter what. But this will give us some respite. It'll give us some calm to build back up. But yeah, there's also another version of portals. They are essentially smaller, easier to destroy, and generally a bit closer, depends on the map. You can also have multiple of them. For example, Island 5 has like 3 or 4 on each side. Yeah, I'll show you those in... actually right now. So we'll see you there. Right, so this is one of the portals. It is also destroyable. It can be inactive though, unlike the mountain portal. So there will be moments when you can run past the portal. But if you stay near it when it's active, it'll start spawning greed. Basically, these handle pretty much the same way, except I think they have a bit less hit points. You can also destroy them and build your own wormhole there. It'll cost you 5 coins. You'll be able to build a cool looking portal that you can use to teleport across the map. And if you arrive at an open field, for example, if we were to teleport over here, we could then make it a 2-way portal. So that way, we could use this portal to go back to the other one and have cool 2-way transport. But anyway, let's get back to Island 1, shall we? A quick stroll across the island reveals that the seasons are changing. Fall is actually coming towards us, closer than we might want it to be. Eventually the game will reach winter, because as they all say, winter is coming. And as far as I know, there's no actual end to the winter, so... yeah. During the winter you can't make any new farms, no rabbits will spawn and things like that, so Winter is definitely not easy. But in the few days since we had our little incident at the portal, we've had a lot of respite. There's one thing left to do. We've hired some knights for the left side. So we have a total of 4 because we brought 2 from another kingdom. Which is a thing you can do, and I'll show you how right now. We're gonna send out our knights to this side. Even though we know there's no portals over here. Why in heaven would we be sending out 4 knights when there's not even a portal for them to fight? The answer may surprise you. It probably won't. We'll go over that when we get there. It shouldn't be too long from now. And I guarantee it'll be very interesting to all of you. Excellent! Our knights are arriving. You can see that our builders that were pushing the boats already took the liberty of boarding. We get some more coins, which is good, because you'll want to have as full of a purse as you can get. And we now have 4 knights on our boat. It is day 14. The reason you'll want to have as full of a purse as you can is because you can actually bring all that money with you. So you'll have an easier start, and those knights will help you defend. They'll try to split up evenly, so in this case we're bringing 4 people, so 2 will take the left side, 2 will take the right side. And there we go, I think it's about time to leave. There's no bonus to actually destroying the mountain portal permanently, because you cannot destroy it permanently, so you might as well leave. And this is how you win in Kingdom New Lands. There we go. It took us 14 days. The crown is now safe. And we can move on. So, imagining that this is your first playthrough, you will now have unlocked the second island. Clouds will have disappeared from there. We will now have an arrow pointing to any of the islands. Do note, if you start on Island 1, you cannot go back to Island 1 on the same run. You'll need to go to Island 2, then back to Island 1 if you so desire. Or if you finish Island 2 and you finally get one of the 3 unlocks there, you'll need to move on to Island 3 or back to Island 1 before you can go back to Island 2 to unlock some more stuff. So we'll be heading over to Island 2, and then I'll give you a quick demonstration of what happens when we arrive, and then that's it for this beginner's guide. Right, so we spawn at the shipwreck with some coins around us and all our archers and our builders. They've joined us on this new venture, and once again we have the ghost of our past ruler guiding us to the campfire to start all over in new lands. Basically, we'll be repeating what we did in the other kingdom, except we can now be attacked from both sides. And as we go on, it will get more difficult, things will get more interesting, and, you know, certain limitations might arrive. We might not get the merchant anymore after we reach the 4th island. No longer will he come over to trade with us. We'll have to go out of our way to get some farmers up early. Things like that. But that has been it for this beginner's guide. If it was in any way helpful to you, do let me know by leaving a like down below. And why not leave a comment telling others that, hey, I found this part pretty educational. If you want to see more Kingdom New Lands beginner guides, or my Kingdom New Lands beginner my series of it in general, you're not yet subscribed to the channel, do consider hitting that subscribe button. And as always, until next time, have a good one, folks.